Okay, so we have our second set of questions. Okay, and what do we have? Simplify the following, leaving your answer as a product of prime word factors. So this must be underlined, product of prime factors. So don't forget, because it means if you have any number which is not a prime number in your result, you have to change it towards a prime number. Otherwise, your final answer will be wrong. It's my point well made. So indirectly, all right, the first one was just simplify, but this one is simplify with a condition. You get the point?
Yes, please.
Okay, so that's the only distinction. So if you have this, this is what we are going to do. And this is the trick. Anytime you see a number raised to the power, okay, and you realize, okay, let me check whether that is 64 or 54. Okay, give me some. I'm coming. Okay, so you, no problem. If it's 64, okay, let's see. Okay, it's supposed to be 64. So change it to 64. 2 to the power 6 would be what?
64.
64. Okay, so it should be 64. Okay, so now I can make my point. Otherwise, what you have there, you can't simplify. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so sorry for that. So anytime you are giving any number to a certain power, and the power is a fraction, if you want to simplify that easily, this is what you do. Consider the denominator of your power. So you consider the denominator of your power. What is the denominator of your power here?
6.
6.
6. So you ask yourself, this number that which is your base, do you have a number that you can raise to this power, which is 6, your denominator? If you have, then you write this one to be that base to that power 6. And you just said it, that 2 to the power 6 will give us what? 64. Is that clear?
Yes, please.
Okay, so in this case, this is what we are going to do. So we are going to write this one as 2 to the power 6, replacing your 64, all to the power 5 on. So do you agree? Hello, are we fine? Should I come again or we are all fine?
We are fine.
Okay, so now you can see that you have the power rule. So we are going to get 2, then it will be 6 times 5 on 6. 6 will cancel, so you get 2 to the power 5. Okay, so now 2 is a prime number, true or false?
True.
True. So you have a prime number to a certain power. So your condition is satisfied. So you can draw your conclusion with that. So therefore, okay, 64 to the power 5 on 6 is equal to 2 to the power what? 5. Is that clear?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the next one, okay, B. What do we have? We are giving, okay, 27 to the power minus what? 2 on what? On 3. Hope I'm right. Okay, so that's the question. Now, okay, remember I told you that anytime you have anything to a certain power, what do? If the power contains a fraction, where should your concentration be first?
The denominator of the fraction.
Very good. The denominator of the fraction. What's the denominator here?
3.
3. So we ask ourselves, this base 27, do we have a number that we can raise to that power, the denominator here, to give us 27? And the answer is yes. And which number?
9.
Hey,
Hmm.
9 to the 9 cube will not give you 27, please. Even 9 squared is more than 27. How much more cube?
3 cubed.
3 cubed.
3 cube. Very good. So you place the 27 with 3 cube. So you get 3 cubed, okay, to the power what? Minus 2 on 3. Is my point well made?
Yes, please.
Okay, so now it comes back to the power rule. So what do? We multiply the base, multiply the power. So the 3 and 3 will cancel, so I'll get -2. But remember, we avoid concluding with a negative exponent. Is my point well made? Unless otherwise stated. Is that clear?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm going to write this. Okay, if there is any contention, because I want to encourage, okay, thinking and more or less reasoning. That's why I'm going to do this. I'm going to write this one as 1/3 squared. Okay, check whether the condition in the question as a product of prime factors, okay, whether the condition is satisfied. Is the condition satisfied? Am I supposed to end here or here? I am waiting. I'm waiting for the answer. It's not a rhetorical question.
Mr. Hackman, please, is that 1/3 on 2?
No, 1/3 squared. I
Okay.
avoided the negative exponent. So like I heeded to our usual advice, avoid negative exponent. But remember, I told you, avoid negative exponent unless otherwise stated. So there was a caveat. Is my point well made?
Yes, please.
So let's deal with that and see whether we can end there or we need to move a step further and conclude with a positive exponent. I'm waiting on.
Mr. Hackman,
Mm-hmm.
please, can you write 1/9?
1/9. If you write it 1/9, is 9 a prime number?
No, please.
No, so that condition is not satisfied. You get the point?
Yes,
So
please.
the question is guiding you to draw your conclusion in a particular way. So that's why when we had the 2 to the power 5, remember I asked you this question, can we end with the 2 to the power 5? And I said, is 2 a prime number? Because the question asked you to leave your result as a product of what prime or what factors. So your number that you are leaving to the power should be a prime number. Otherwise, you change it. Before we even started solving, when I underlined the salient part, I gave you the same information. Was that not it?
Yes,
So
please.
here, I just want us to be detailed. We don't just write. Don't assume the question is the usual one, so that you know we are protecting our mark. When I finish, okay, the exams, when I solve and I draw my conclusion, immediately I come out of the exams room. I know that once my final answer is right, I'm getting the full score. So we are protecting our mark. That's why I want you to be detailed. Is that clear?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm waiting.
Mr. Hackman, please, I feel like it's okay. Oh.
It's okay where? You have 2. Where is the okay? Is it okay with the 3 to the power -2 or 1/3 squared?
1/3 squared.
1/3 squared. Okay, that's what she thinks. Any other thoughts?
Please, I also think the same.
You also think the same.
Yes, please.
You have the same brain. Okay. Okay. So any other different thought? Any other? Okay, I'm waiting. Any other? So you want us to conclude with this one? Hello, are you saying that we should conclude with this one?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right, let me ask you. Now you said yes, Patty, or you don't mind.
Pardon?
Now did you say yes?
Yes, please.
Okay, Patty,
Yes, please.
you also said yes.
Yes, please.
I don't want to believe you are just going with the flow.
No, please.
Okay, all right, Rosemary.
Mr. Hackman.
Uh-huh.
Mm?
Are you also saying yes?
Mr. Hackman, yes.
Okay, Nancy,
Yes.
Fiola.
Yes, please.
So all of you, yes is the final answer.
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. So we are going to conclude with that. In our next meeting, I know by then a lot of thought would have gone into that. In our next meeting, I'll raise the same question again. I'm not saying your answer is wrong. Okay, I'm not saying. So don't force yourself to change the answer. You can convince me with your answer in our next meeting. Okay, if you're unable to, then I will convince you with a different answer, provided you have a different answer. Is that clear?
Yes, please. But Mr. Hackman, so doesn't mean this conclusion is wrong.
No, we've not
Okay.
concluded. You want me to answer the question, I will answer.
Okay.
Immediately I say yes or no, I've answered the question for you. And that's what I'm trying very hard to avoid.
Okay.
So I'm choosing my words carefully. Okay, so for now, we are drawing our conclusion this way. Therefore, our 2 to the power 7, okay, 2 on 3, to the, 27 to the power 2 on 3 will be equal to 1 over 3 was squared. So that's what we have. Okay, we are going to move on to the C, which possibly will be our last question that we are going to solve together. The question 3 will be yours, the whole of the question 3. These 2 questions will be yours to deal with. Okay, so what do we have? We have C. Okay, we've been given fifth root of. And please, when you are writing the fifth root, be very careful how you write it. If this is your line, or you write in lines, don't write it this way. It is not the size that makes it an index. It is its position. So it's supposed to be here. Is that clear?
Yes, please.
It's supposed to be swallowed by this diagonal here of your square root, of your root sign. So fifth root of 10 to the power 10 times 7 to the power 5, then times 3 to the power 15. So we know that anytime you have nth root, it will be the whole of what you have here to the power 1 over n. So here our n is 5. So if I write this one as 10 to the power 10 times 7 to the power 5 times 3 to the power 15, all to the power, okay, 1 on 5. I hope I'm right.
Yes, please.
Okay, very good. And here I couldn't, okay, multiply keep the basis and add the exponent because I realized that none of the factors here were the same. So I kept it just as, okay, however, if I had this to be 3 to the power 10 and 3 to the power 15, I would have combined that before even bringing in the index, which is the to the power 1 on 5. Is that clear?
Yes, please.
Okay, good. So now this is what we have. So this will be equal to, remember, if I have numbers multiplying to a certain power, it means each number will have that same power. So this is the same as 10 to the power 10, okay, times what? 1 on 5, okay, then times 7 to the power 5 times 1 on 5, then times 3 to the power 15 times 1 on 5. Do you agree?
Yes, please.
Okay, so at this point, you know, what do we do? This, the powers can be simplified. So 10, you get 10 to what power?
2.
So 10 squared. Then times the 5 will cancel, so 7. Then times 3, okay, cube. Am I right?
Yes.
Can I end here? I guess you are thinking. Should I end here? In fact, I can end here. So if you answer yes, fine. Can I end here? That you can say yes, but you shouldn't end here. You can end here, but if you end here, you won't get the full mark. Okay.
No.
So, okay. So why? Okay. Why shouldn't you end here?
Because I think that they are not simplified. As in, they are not in the same base, I think.
No, the base shouldn't necessarily be the same.
Please, the 10 is not a prime number.
Very good.
And
That's
a
the
prime
answer. The 10, you have to, because the question is talking about prime numbers, check whether all your numbers there to the power are prime numbers. Immediately one of them is not prime, go and write it in prime numbers. So in JHS, you were taught how to write numbers in prime factors, or as by the factor tree or the prime factor tree. You get it?
Yes, please.
So
Please.
7 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number. However, but for this, okay, we could have drawn our conclusion with that. So in this case, I am going to write this one as 10 will be the same as what? Product of two prime numbers, 2 times 5. Am I right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so it will be 2 times 5. But remember, this is replacing the 10. But it has a square there. Then times your 7, then times your 3 cube. Is my point well made?
Yes, please.
Okay, so now we come back to number 2 numbers multiplying to a certain power. So this will give you 2 squared times 5 squared, then times 7 times 3 was cubed. So can I conclude here? Okay, the answer
Yes,
is yes,
please.
because all your numbers to the power are prime numbers. So you draw your conclusion therefore. I hope you are following.
Yes, please.
Okay, it's equal to your 2 squared times 5 squared times 7 times 3 cubed. Hello, are we all fine?
Yes.
Okay, so remember, okay, your assignment, okay, is for question 3. So you are doing A and B, just 2. Okay, if you are all able to do justice to this, in our next meeting, we won't discuss. Okay, because this one is not, it's possible I won't even do the video and send it to you because with this one, the assignment not a lot. So even if you meet the first 5 minutes, then we should be able to deal with it. But the ones that I know that, or I realize that if you are supposed to meet and for us to go through, it will take a greater portion of our first section. Okay, I will do the video beforehand. Before we meet and send it to you. But with this one, I'm not going to do because this one with maximum 5 minutes, we should be able to discuss. I even trust that discussion will not be necessary because you all do the right thing. Okay, so at this point, thank you very much. Okay, I'm ending the class for today. But the assignment, please, the deadline for the submission, can't we submit this one by, oh, it's almost 8. By 8:30, can't you submit it?
Mr. Akman, I have an online classes immediately
Okay, you
after
have
this
another
one.
class.
So,
Okay, fine. Okay, so then I'll make it by 2 p.m.
thank you, Mr. Akman.
Okay, so it's general by 6 p.m. I'll put it on the platform anyway. And all your service questions, will be, okay, the one that will be assignment. Thank you very much. And please remember there is a question here that will be addressed in our next meeting. I'm aging. In case I forget, someone should remind me. Is that clear?
Yes, please.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
good. Bye-bye. Have a lovely day.
You too.
Okay.